We are now 5 wide. Presented by Quick Trip's quality gasoline guarantee. It's just another way Quick Trip has you covered.
9 to noon, ready to go. John Kuhn is in the captain's chair. Butchie is somewhere parts unknown up there at Butamore. We thought we'd get him connected, but I guess he's busy doing emceeing duties. Armin Sarian is back from his road trip to Indiana and beyond. I don't even know where he went, but he went to a Cracker Barrel this weekend. I know that from social media. Kuhn, good morning, sir. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you? How was the show?
I'm good.
So, you asking me, John?
How was the show today?
Yeah.
Oh.
Funny you should ask that. My wife will often ask that because she's a loving,
she cares,
engaged wife who wants to know and cares. And I always struggle with how to respond.
That's pretty good.
You're good, Kuhn.
Good one, Dad.
Don't know yet, but I wish the poor fella all the luck in the world.
That was a
She could be listening right now on vacation. No. I don't know how to respond to how was the show. Was it great? Was it good? I thought, Josh, today we made a good sandwich out of some very thin deli meat that has been given to us.
Yeah, I agree. How do you like deli meat? I actually like mine shaved very, very thin. There you go.
Good topic for summer sports radio.
Me too.
How do you like your deli meat? It's as good as speculating on where DeAndre Hopkins will land, right?
I'm getting some cold cuts today.
It's funny you asked that because my deli guy.
Cut
that meat.
Deli guy.
My deli guy just took a new job, and it's been a tough adjustment in my life. And my favorite guy, Tony at Pick and Save, I developed this deep forge and bond with him that he would and have my stuff ready, and he asked me, "Is this good?" And he'd hold the slice. Oh man, I can't tell you
Pray
what kind.
For Armin loses Tony the Butcher and Scotty Schimmel in the same week.
I'm telling you, you got to have
the worst thing that's ever happened.
I think life is we need each other in some ways. It's about making connections with other people and strangers and things like that. So like, Tony was one of those guys there at Pick and Save that I would go to and get my cold cuts. And we'd talk about life and sports and all kinds. It was crazy. And told me he's got dreams out there. He's like, I'm working in a restaurant. He's like, I'm following my dream. And I'm so happy for him.
You will remember.
Yeah. Pennsylvania guy, John, by the way.
Keep going about Tony.
Northwest Pennsylvania is a Buffalo fan.
So
he moved here for his girlfriend.
When you go get cold cuts, obviously, Kuhn, you insist on them cutting it for you fresh because you like it thin.
Obviously. What was that
so you
about?
need I'm going to explain in a second,
mine
Armin.
old
Hold on.
Expired.
Hold on. Obviously you have to do it fresh because thin is not the standard cut. I get the meats that have been pre-sliced earlier that day
and prepackaged
already. Prepackaged but still fresh but prepackaged in the cooler, the boar's head right there.
Grab and go.
Those Armin are cut.
Good call.
Yeah, skimp elsewhere. Those are cut to the standard gauge of slice, whatever that standard gauge is. For Kuhn's thin stuff, he's going to have to get it special. That's why, Armin, I said obviously. You obviously get it fresh. I've given up waiting to get it freshly sliced because I know the stuff that's basically prepackaged is every bit as good. So I'm like, just yoink, take it with me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too.
You're a thin slicer, Kuhn.
Shaved.
Yeah, I like the thin. I like the thin slice. Now I'm not going to be too picky about it at the actual deli counter. Although certain markets that I go to, they will ask you, "Is that a good size?" And you go, "Well, let me see it," and they hand it over to you, and you take a bite. And then, well, let me see it a little thinner. And then they shave it for you and they say, how you like this? And then I say, let me see it. And I take it and I take a bite. I can normally get about 2 or 3 good bites of deli meat before I actually have to pick.
Yep. Free turkey. You keep saying, I kind of want to try.
Game the system, John?
That's what you got to do.
Who doesn't want that free bite of good deli meat or cheese?
I didn't ask who doesn't want it.
Now, cheese, you got to be careful if you get it thinly cut.
Do you game the system? Do you game the system?
Absolutely. I game
yes or no?
But they allow me to game it at certain really good markets around the great state of Wisconsin.
Save in high school, we used to go to the food court and get all the free bourbon chicken samples over and over.
It's no different than walking through Costco and just hitting samples up the line and then rolling back through a second time.
Learn from my grandma to do that. Get it. Go get in line, kids.
Here's the funniest thing I learned about that bourbon chicken sample on the little toothpick there at the food court mall. If you roll up to that counter aggressively enough, they will retract that free chicken because they know you're coming in hot and they know they've got you. I've noticed this.
You are correct
over the years. Yeah, Josh, am I right about that?
Has happened to you guys?
1000% correct.
That never happened to me.
Yes, they don't want to just give this out
directly.
for free. No. They're trying to
me.
get this to sway your decision.
If
you're beeline it for the
piece
counter,
right.
It's over.
Right.
Well, don't be
it's
so
one
eager.
piece. It's one piece of MSG and teriyaki soaked blender chicken, as I call it.
Mm.
You know why I call it blender chicken? Because that's what they do. They just throw. Yes, you get all these weird chunks and slices. Most of it's kind of good, but some of it's dark meat, little ligament in there as well. It's blender chicken, but
Who cares?
It's so good.
What do you think
With
the
that
hunters and
sauce,
gatherers
it
ate?
is so good.
Well, that's the
cares?
Chinese spot at Uncle Mike's. You ever roll into Uncle Mike's and just grab a whole plate full of free samples and sit down, grab yourself a coffee. You pay for the coffee, but you eat yourself about, 3 or 4
Uncle Mike's
Kringles worth of
That's the bakery in
free
Green Bay.
samples.
It's just crazy.
Okay.
The thought of John, former Green Bay Packer, rolling up to Uncle Mike's, getting the samples and sitting down. That's amazing. I love it.
Well, I always purchase a Kringle, but I will try every flavor and they'll have 4 or 5 different. And by the time I'm done, I ate half a Kringle before I even left.
I
And
love
those things are
Kringle.
like cake.
I love Kringle.
I think, for the record, one slice of gratis cheese or meat
Is
at the
appropriate.
deli counter
Is
is
appropriate.
acceptable. John, you can't be taking 2 or 3 slices. That's
Even when they
game of
offer,
the system
if
right
they
there.
offer.
You can do it.
The mortadella, yes. Let me try that one too. Make sure that suits my taste buds. I will give that one a shot. See,
What is
the
that?
same thing. Suit my taste buds.
What is that? Olive loaf? What do you got? Olive loaf back there? Oh, you got that brown
How's-
Schweiger?
How's the Munster? How's the Munster taste?
Yeah, that's great.
You are gaming the system, my friend.
I do get offended when
but-
they have non-Wisconsin cheese though.
We got bread back there. Maybe I could just make a sandwich and try this
What
out.
else you got
Sample
back
this whole thing.
Can I actually just come back there? Is that the door?
Okay.
That's
what
a good
about
looking
when they
slice you
chop
got
up?
back there.
What about when they chop up cubes of cheese and little roll-ups, little snick rolls of ham, and put it in a globe sort of dispenser
Thank you
thing
very
in
much.
front of the deli
Yeah.
case?
Midwest sushi.
How many of those are you allowed to take before you are now in what I call schnorr territory,
I
the
think-
Yiddish word that my Jewish colleagues taught me?
I've always lived by the philosophy: if it's free, give me 3.
Mm.
Right? 3 is the magic
If
number.
it's free, give me 3.
Yeah, 3 is the magic number. You go over 3, now you're imposing a little bit.
What about trying the grapes in the produce section? You pop a couple grapes in there.
Oh, salad line! You're going down the salad line at the grocery store.
I don't
I'm
even
not
mean
sure
that,
about
but yeah,
this one. I'm
yeah.
gonna have to sample this before I put this on my salad.
Right.
Take a whole egg, hard-boiled
The
egg.
whole egg. John's eating the whole egg before it gets weighed in. That's pretty
There was a-
wild.
That's nuts.
There was a brief period where that the local deli, they had little cheese cubes with the toothpicks in them and the corresponding ham, curls with the same for free as samples. And I would go in, Armin, and I
Yeah.
would purchase a pretzel roll, but I
Okay.
would then load up my bag with at least 6 cubes of cheese
That's
and
bad.
6 things of ham, and I would load it into the bun in the parking lot and eat it. You're telling me that's wrong?
That's bad. You're making a free sandwich for yourself and eating in the parking lot. Now that's bad. Not even I would do that. Not even I would
6
do
and
that.
6.
No.
6 and 6. That's
That's
pretty
wild.
schnorrish right
That
there,
is
isn't
wild.
it? That's wrong.
You're that guy. But guess what? They
I'm
don't
that
care.
guy.
These places get it back in 20-fold by when you whet someone's appetite, they buy a little piece of meat or something. They'll buy that stuff.
Do they
afterwards.
care though?
I think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
No. It's worth it. It's a loss leader. They know that. It's all marketing.
Well,
Free samples.
I
are
know
marketing.
that the Master Walks and those other typical places in the food court malls
Walk,
that do
yeah.
Yeah, that do the sample retract if you come in
Oh,
too
yeah.
strong and they know you're going to buy anyway.
Big Easy.
I
How do
know
you-
they're
how do
very
you come
cost
in too
conscious.
strong? Do you? I mean,
Yeah,
is there a
what's that?
pace you have to
Here.
walk up to the counter?
Yeah.
What is the pace? Oh,
Well,
no arm
You
swing.
walk up like Vince McMahon coming down the ramp at WWE
Conor
It's
McGregor.
Summerfest.
it's all about the angles, boys. It's all about the angles.
You got to
have to have a
slide in like Chris
sweeping-
Collinsworth
you
on
have to-
Sunday Night Football.
You have to have a
You
sweep,
have to sort of
sweeping
to
look like
feign-
well, I could be going to the place next to you, but that looks all right. Maybe I'll stop.
yeah.
Maybe I'll stop right in front of you and then look here. Oh, sample? This is a sample? Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, if you're
Right.
going
You-
straight at them, they're like, let me get out of your way. So you
From
can just buy
across
the food.
from across the entire cafeteria, you're like weaving in and out the tables, staring at that sample.
You
yeah,
can't
you
do
might get
that.
busted
Yeah,
that
you
way.
can't do that. That's awkward. You got to know how
But
to work
the-
it.
I like to pick it
point
up
is
without
the-
even stopping. You just walking past, don't even look at them, reach to the side, grab it, stick it in your mouth as you keep moving.
The point is, Armin, you say they don't care. That's not true of every business. I've noticed that these, businesses run usually by people who look like they were not born here, hustling to make a go of it in the world, right?
Right.
They not only make sure that every chicken chunk is valuable to them. They don't want to give it away
It's money in their
to
pocket.
a fat dude who's already coming in strong like Vince McMahon, who's going to buy the stuff anyway. So they make sure to gently retract it. And I've noticed their forks are the flimsiest, thinnest, has to be the cheapest per unit cost
Well,
fork
yeah.
you can order from any food company that sells supplies. I'm like,
Okay,
these
so they
forks
get-
are a debacle.
So what? It's
just
a
get
food
the
court,
spoons.
so they get cheap forks, Abe. Okay, it's a food court.
No, Armin, I respect it. They also
Yeah.
charge for refills, 50-cent refills.
Yeah,
I'm like, good.
that's where they're making their money. It's like 2
Because
cents.
you know what? They're running a business.
Okay, I agree.
Okay?
But it's also
We're running a business.
it's also
here.
smart
I like it.
to invest a little bit of product into your customers to get them interested in it. That's not a
True.
the smart places do that.
Yeah,
The smart places do that.
Oh my gosh. Your rationale, Armin, is unbelievable.
Nah, it's not unbelievable. It's
You're-
basic business.
Listen, your little Chinese chicken shack would go broke giving out free samples to people.
They give them out at the food court. What do you mean? They don't go broke giving them out.
Selectively.
But there's
You're more
it's-
likely to
listen
eat at
Zabe.
that place when you can try
Listen
their
to Zabe.
product.
The
Absolutely.
food court Chinese, which probably has the lowest margin of profit, right? The food court Chinese food, they will pull it
Oh,
back.
no.
They will pull it back. I think they have the highest.
I bet their margins are
They know
I
what they're
bet their
doing.
margins are pretty good, but I also bet
Well,
that
then why are they
just
pulling
run a
the
tight
chicken
ship.
back?
Because
Now I'm
Zabe's
starting
weird. Because
to-
Zabe's
now I'm
being
starting-
weird.
Now I'm starting to agree with her.
Because Zabe's
Because
being
if you
weird.
were making $500,000, but you could make $512,000, would you not? It's still all money to them. Even if they're making money, they want to make more money. That's why
I
they call it
believe-
money.
Invest in your
Money.
customer. You guys invest in your customer.
I believe that many of these immigrant groups that start these things are value money way more than we stupid Yankees do. And so therefore they run a tight ship and they're not wasteful. And I respect that. They're trying to build something of their life and build something for their family and pass it on to their kids. So their kid's kid can work the old master walk in the food court mall. If malls ever exist in the future, Armin, which I'm increasingly doubtful about.
I know.
People got to
Breaks my
walk
heart.
somewhere.
true.
Walk to the food court and back. Listen, we could go on about this all day long, but we have a much more important problem. We have a huge problem on our hands, and that is our engineer, Scott Schimble, has said he's retiring.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sugarcoat it here, but this is basically it for you right here.
Listen up, everybody. I have some news. All I can do right now is put on a brave face and go out there and be their leader. It's over. We are screwed.
Nah, he's awesome. He is
We
We
awesome.
are
are-
screwed.
We are.
Oh my
We are so
I don't think
screwed.
the listeners know what our engineer does. He kept
Has
the station
anybody-
afloat when it
Don't know
ran out of
everything he
energy.
does.
When we ran,
I
when
remember
our
that
power
last year.
went down, he was humping diesel fuel from the gas station back and forth to keep the generator running, to keep the lights on in the damn place.
He's special.
We were only on your radio because of Scott Schemmel.
Yeah, I know. He's-
Right.
it's-
Because
it
the
was-
power went out in the couple square block part of Greenfield we're in, right?
Yes.
And so therefore it didn't get restored for like 5 days.
It was a really
It was
bad
a long.
thing.
Yeah, it was not. It was not.
and we
positive.
ran on generator power, and he was getting the diesel, like you said, no exaggeration, trucking it in multiple times per day. and did it. I wouldn't say with a straight happy face, but he didn't bitch up a storm. He knew it was part of his job as engineer. He's finally retiring. Good for him, but we are screwed. Has anyone tried to talk him out of it?
I know, please. Armin?
I kind of did a little bit this morning. What can I do? What can I
Because you
say?
know where the workload's going, right on you. and John.
What
Do
can
you
I
know how
say?
to start a generator? That's my question for the day. Do you know how to
Armin's-
start a generator, Armin?
Listen,
Say I do.
if you're asking me if I started sweating inside when I heard him say this to me, yes, okay. Man, no, listen.
That's
he's
the right reaction.
He's the goat. What do you do when you the goat?
What
you
if-
know.
What
got
if we
John.
get somebody younger and better?
Well, John the engineer's here. I'm assuming he's the next in line. You know, I don't know
Is
how
all
this
of their
works.
last names just the engineer?
That's
Scotty
what-
the engineer,
yeah,
John
John the
engineer?
engineer,
That's what they
Scott the
are.
engineer.
That's what it is. I
Do we
like.
know-
Well, John chimes in on the text line all the time. You guys,
Who's going to be
listeners
the
know him.
next backup engineer? This is like a backup quarterback. Everybody tells me you need one.
Veteran or a rookie? Should we get a young guy or should we invest draft
I
pick?
was told
Straight up?
John the engineer, the younger guy, is more his wheelhouse is the computer system.
Well, I don't know.
That's
I mean,
sort of
okay.
engineer.
Let's be sourced here. Let's not start spreading rumors by unnamed
No,
sources.
Computer systems
there's
are
nothing
important,
wrong.
too.
There's
You said
nothing
you were
wrong with that
told.
because
Name your source.
untangling computer systems from an engineering standpoint, not just an IT standpoint, you can't just have somebody in IT run the computers because they don't know how it interfaces with the old audio equipment and the servers and the racks and the processors and the ISDNs and all this other stuff. Well, we don't use ISDN, the
But-
Comrexes.
Of course.
And all that. So you need an engineer to do that, but you also need old school gumshoe engineer that can climb a tower and replace a dongle
And-
or
yeah. and drive
An
a
interference
trailer up to
shield.
Green Bay. And
right.
Trailer to go hump diesel fuel. Climbing the tower is the best one.
You
gotta
got. I
climb
think
the
this is a good time to remind like the absolute like actual effort and time and energy and personal sacrifice it takes to do these things. Like that's the thing. Like
climbing
we
a
give
tower.
out-
That's life risking.
well, we give out we
Well-
give out the product and it's a dinner we serve
Don't
every day.
hold on, Steve. It's
And
scary.
but there's a lot that goes
I don't
on in the
see you
kitchen.
climbing towers.
You know,
Well, I only knew one engineer that climbed one of our towers back in the day, and it wasn't all the way to the top. He said there's specialists that will go to the top
special client.
and
Yes.
change the light bulbs because there has to be FAA light bulbs up there that work so planes don't fly into them.
That's a scary job, climbing to the top of a radio tower and changing light bulbs.
I think a lot of those
yeah,
guys.
I don't like changing it in an 8-foot ceiling
right.
Yeah.
on a step
Wait a
stool.
minute, you're the guy that got on your roof to clear the snow off your stupid satellite
Doesn't mean
dish.
I
and
like
said,
it.
stop doing that.
Doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah. Now
Well,
imagine
I
you
shimmied
knocked
across-
12 houses higher.
I shimmied across straddling a roof doing that, Zabe. Shimmied, scared, terrified.
That's yeah. Don't do that. You'll be the second Packer legend to die falling off his roof, and I don't want that. I've already had one.
Jeez.
Armin,
How
remember
do I get
the
the snow?
Packer
Yes,
legend who
of
fell
course.
off his?
Very
Yeah.
sad. I can't believe it's 9:20 if you haven't asked me once about Taylor Swift.
Oh,
That is plus 20,000 on that.
he's
You know
poor,
why? You know
Armin.
why, Armin? You know
'Cause
why? You
Zabe
know why?
knows. Zabe knows because he's smart.
I'm leaving it
Appreciate
fresh for
that.
you guys.
We talked about
appreciate
deli
that.
meat. You know what Zabe's doing. He knows what
We
he's
appreciate that,
doing.
Zabe.
Oh, mastermind.
I know you know.
Well,
okay.
I didn't plan the deli meat. I swerved onto the deli meat. But when I found out that Kuhn that shamelessly games the system with 3 slices, when he knows damn well what he wants, how he wants it,
If
is
they're
sort of
offering, hey, if they're offering,
if they're off.
take advantage, right? Do you ever turn down a discount?
No.
Good way to
All
put
right.
it, Kuhn.
Can I just say one
All
thing
right,
quick?
boys.
No.
Drive to Detroit,
Yeah.
not that bad. Not that bad.
I did love your video of Sausalito Summer Nights. That was good.
Proteins.
You know how I do it, Zabe.
And then we're making good time. Said every dad ever
Every
on a
day.
road trip.
Hey,
I
the
was
No
best
just
dad
part-
has
dad
ever
mode.
said. No dad has ever said, "Man, we're way behind. We're off schedule here. Something's wrong."
Steve, what do you say to this? The barrister on the talking text sign. Maybe if you guys treated Scotty the way you're talking about him now, he wouldn't retire.
We don't. It's not up to me to do any treating. I mean, what does that
Tricking
mean?
and treating.
Treating.
How are we not
That's
treating
how
him?
We
what
treat him
treat-
great. We
I-
love Scott. I'll give him a cake, whatever it takes. I mean, like, what's it gonna take? There he is with the ladder. Look at him.
He's literally coming in because it's dark in the studio.
Look at there he is.
Right, because the
I
lights
asked
are
him.
on.
I
See, the
told
lights
him.
are
I
on.
was like, I need.
Does
He
the new
does
engineer
change
know how to-
light bulbs.
I
He
said,
does.
I said, hey, Scott, the
But
lights
how
are
high
on in the
does he
studio.
go?
I said, the lights are on the studio. He goes, all right, but I'm only doing this one more time for you. And my face, I was like, oh, What? Oh, I'm sorry. What?
That was
Like,
a
what did
joke.
I do? And he
That
goes,
was a joke.
no, I'm just kidding. I'm retiring.
Here,
Oh,
6 months.
brutal.
6 months from now, he'll get a call. Oh my God, Scott, the RF transmitter is out up in Green Bay. Can you help?
The
Sounds
RF
terrible.
transmitter. No, it's going to be, hey, Scott, it's Josh. It's 6:05. I'm in complete darkness. I was just wondering what you were doing.
Forget the lights,
He'll-
Josh. It's not the issue.
He'll be like, sounds terrible. Good luck with that. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I'm retired. All right, Tag, you're at 9 to noon is next. Josh, great job as always. Thanks for listening, everybody. Full details of Taylor Swift in person with Armin and Laura coming up next during the show. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
Don't know you need me.